The remaining objections clause is called the just suppose clause. The just suppose clause is very powerful. It has two forms, and the form that I suggest that you use, actually use both. But one is the extended form, which we'll just talk about. The person is trying to make up their mind. You've made a good presentation. They obviously want it. They need it. They're interested in it. And they say, geez, I don't know if I should or not. And you say, Mr. Prospect, there seems to be some question in your mind that's causing you to hesitate about going ahead right now. Do you mind if I ask what it is? Is it the money? Just string those two questions together. Do you mind if I ask what it is? Is it the money? Then the person has to say, yes, it's the price, or no, it's something else. Then you say, well, Mr. Prospect, that's a very important point, whatever it is. And in addition to that, is there any other reason that's causing you to hesitate about going ahead right now? Remember what we said earlier, that there's a key issue or a key objection. It's the real reason why the person has not bought it up to now. And you have to find it. And the person is always going to be very reluctant to give it to you, because as soon as they give it to you and you demolish it, as I'm sure you will, they're out of objections and they have to go ahead with it. So sometimes they hold it inside. They don't want to tell you what it is. You say, well, and in addition to that, and in addition to that, you keep asking until they say, no, that's the last reason. The last reason they give you in answer to the question, and in addition to that, is the real objection. I'm just not sure about the service yet. Or I'm not sure that it will do the job that you say it will do, or whatever it happens to be. You say, Mr. Prospect, that's an important question, and I'm sure we have to answer that to your complete satisfaction. Tell me, what would it take to satisfy you on that question? What would it take to satisfy you? What would we have to do to put your mind at ease on that question? Almost invariably, the person will say, well, if you could just do this, or if I could just talk to someone else who's had the same situation, or whatever, and you'll say, fine, but they give you the closing condition. You say, all right, what would it take to satisfy you? And then you go ahead, satisfy them on the closing condition, and they go ahead with the deal. The abbreviated form of the just suppose clause is this. A person says, well, I don't know if we can get it into this budget period. Mr. Prospect, just suppose that that's not a problem. Is there any other reason that would cause you to hesitate about going ahead right now? And they have to say, well, no, that's the only reason, or there is another reason. Whenever you say, well, just suppose that's no problem. Just suppose we could deal with that to your satisfaction. Just suppose we could demonstrate that to you conclusively. Just suppose we could get the price down by another $100. Just suppose I could get approval for this request. Is there any other reason right now that's causing you to hesitate about going ahead? You'll find that if they say yes, or they agree to your just suppose clause, what they've said is this is not a reason for not going ahead. If you say, just suppose we could deal with that, is there any other reason? Then they've agreed that that's really not a reason for not going ahead, and gets you down to the real reason, if you like. All right, the sharp angle clause, porcupine clause. This is used to turn an objection into a reason for buying, and is very effective when the customer has almost run out of reasons for resistance. The person says, I can't afford the monthly payments. Would you take it if we could spread the payments and get them down? Or your product won't perform to my specifications. If we can show you that it does, will you take it? In other words, you use the objection as a reason for buying. You close on the objection. Inexperienced salespeople always make the mistake of saying, okay, don't worry about that, I'll prove it to you. And then they go out and they get evidence to overcome the objection, and the person has another objection. Then they go out and get evidence to overcome the other objection, and the person has another one. So when they say, well, I don't know if we could afford the monthly payments. If we could spread the payments and get them down, would you take it right now? So they have to say yes, they would, or give you the real reason why they're objecting to going ahead. It costs too much. If we can get you pretty much the same thing for less, will you take it? Person has to say, well, if I can get pretty much the same, yes, I will. Or they have to say, I don't know if I want it, or I don't know if it'll do the job, and so on.